The Geezers at Caesars. George Foreman annihilated Jerry Cooney Monday night in Atlantic City. Foreman knocked out Cooney in the second round. But at age 41, does Foreman really have any chance against the heavyweight champion, Mike Tyson?
And I think that I can do it. I do believe if I'm given the opportunity, and Don King did come to visit with me. And now if he sit down with my team, that fight is going to be worked out. I'm going to be heavyweight champ of the world. It's a reality.
Reality. Can you believe that? The guy's 41. And what's Tyson, about 25, something like that?
I saw George...
If that, 23?
I saw him on the Bob Costas show, and I think he should be a late-night talk show host. George Foreman should.
Not a fighter.
Not a fighter. He was outstanding. And the best thing about that whole fight was, and this is one for the record books, Jerry Cooney announced his retirement after the fight. Now, isn't that a good...
Temporarily,
yeah. Jerry Cooney announced his retirement. Now, was he... what was he been doing for the last 5 years?
Fighting once
every
every
only semi-retired.
No, but I mean, let's give old Uncle George some credit. I mean, here's a guy who is 41 years of age, which is considerably younger than Wilbur is, but I mean, Wilbur would still go a round or two if the bucks were on the line. And I think, I mean, Foreman played it very, very smart. He could have taken the $5 million to sign with Mike Tyson, but he said, no, I'm going to go down and gamble in Atlantic City, and he sure did that because he only got $1 million to fight Cooney, but now, instead of the $5 million, he's going to get $10 million when he fights the champ.
And he's got a chance because he's got a half-decent punch as long as Tyson doesn't get a hold of him first. But this, maybe he'll get himself in shape, too. It could be not the Thriller in Manila. Where did he get bopped by Muhammad? It was in Zaire, I believe.
Zaire.
Yeah.
But he did in Joe Frazier in a couple of rounds. So, I mean, the guy can hit.
Yeah, he can hit.
Hey, look at the record. Aside from the fact that he's fought a few stiffs lately and punched up his record a little bit, he is 63-2. And, any professional boxer who fought that many fights, but as they were all in his prime. But to have only 2 defeats, that's a pretty impressive record. So he's obviously got some action.
And he got rope-a-doped to death by Muhammad Ali.
Exactly. One of the two.
Should have knocked him out of the block.
No, but you know what, though, Bob? There's something now to be said about he's fighting older guys now. When he fights Tyson, he's going to fight a guy who's 23 or 24 years of age. There's a difference between fighting a guy who's 23 and a guy who's 32, which Cooney was.
Yeah, Tyson's speed, I mean, will obviously...
Well, not only that, Tyson will be able to take a punch a lot better than poor Jerry, who just grabbed $1 million on his way down and said...
Yeah, but not bad for 5 minutes.
No, that's
You probably hit the essence of it, though. $10 million to fight Mike Tyson. George Foreman can go in there and make a quick $10 million, and everybody's saying what a fool he is, and he's walking off with $10 million in the bank, and who's the fool?
He isn't the fool.
He's no fool.
The guy that lines his pockets for $10 million is the fool. Present company.
Yeah, but I mean, what about the fans who pay to go and watch this thing?
That's what I mean. They're the fools.
Silly?
Buyer beware.
Yeah. No, yeah, but you know what? When you talk about fans, there's a misconception about boxing. For instance, like Donald Trump is going to put up the, $12 to $15 million or
Trump
something.
or Trump? No,
yeah.
that's right.
Yeah, right. No, don't mention Trump when Bill's around. But no, what I was going to say is that Trump puts up 12 or Trump. Now you've got me going nuts. Trump puts up 12 or 15 million bucks, but the guy doesn't actually buy the tickets. I mean, those are tickets that are going to be given away to the shooters that are in the hotel, etc.
You know,
I used to get those tickets.
You know all this. Okay.
But anyway, it's. I mean, it goes to show you this sad state of boxing.
But television is going to reap the benefits too. Who's going to take the T? Is it HBO again? I mean, they seem to have a deal with Don King, and if they can swing it, pay-per-view, yeah, there isn't going to be a lot of money lost on this deal.
No.
I mean, unfortunately, I think this one might capture the imagination of a lot of people.
Well, sure, all us old-timers.
Yeah, all the old, but it brings back...
So does the freak show at the circus.
But it brings back the great days of boxing, really, when you think of Joe Frazier and Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. Now, you only have to look at George to realize you have to conjure up quite an imagination to bring them back, but as Pat was saying, and it's acknowledged, if he gets a hold of Tyson, if he can get near him, he might knock him on his can, which would be quite an opportunity for... how many times has he fought? I haven't seen him get hit
once. In the rematch, he could get 25 instead of 10.
Yeah.
So you would be looking to find a bookie and put a wager down on this
I think
one?
the wagers will be on how long is he going to last. I don't think there's going to be a wager on who's going to win.
I'd only get involved if he's tagging up with Robin Givens in the ring.
Hey, yeah, that would be the next step.
Can anyone beat this Michael Tyson, do you think?
Of course.
Goes against Holyfield.
Depends who has a gun license that, I mean, no, really, you'd have to have a bazooka to beat this guy. And I guess he's in Tokyo right now, and they are just going crazy over him.
Well,
they think he's the best thing they have ever laid eyes on. And
Pat, I can remember when they said that about Sonny Liston.
Yeah.
You'd have to have a bazooka to beat.
Yeah.
And
L.E. later. I mean,
yeah, but they were so tough. Like Liston was mean tough, like this Tyson guy.
more a Tyson fighter.
Yeah, he'd knock your block off, where the other guy would dance for a while. There doesn't appear to be anyone on the horizon, but there didn't at that time.
but
There's
there is a
certainly not going to be
difference
George Foreman.
No, but Wilbur, understand this. Nobody knew how old Sonny Liston was. I mean, when Sonny was fighting, he might have been 62 years of age. We know that Mike Tyson is 23.
Yeah, well, there aren't going to be too many beat him.
Can boxing stop Foreman from stepping in the ring against Tyson, do you think? I mean, or do you think anybody will want to? I just mean from a health standpoint, from an age
Well, if he
standpoint.
doesn't pass the medical, but that's the only reason. Right? If somebody can put up 10 million, they're not going to stop him.
If boxing is founded on the very essence of capitalism, it's to make a buck sport more than any other, perhaps. And if they can make a buck on it and market it as an event, they'll do it. So as you say, if he passes the medical, he's in.
You know, the tragedy of that Foreman-Cooney fight was the undercard, where Matthew Hilton took it and lost, and probably has come to the end of what was going to be such a promising career just a short while ago, and now has really come to an abrupt halt.
And the sadder part was the fight that Archie Moore got in. He was on the undercard too, wasn't he? When I saw him as part of the training entourage, I thought they'd gone one notch too far.
Well, you'd remember Archie because he's...
Yvonne Durrell, very well.
Yeah.
Perhaps
Durrell
not
Foreman.
one of the more memorable nights in boxing. We'll move along up in a moment. All in the Family. Terry Murray takes over for brother Brian in Washington.